Okay, Leon, so tell us, what's your connection to Ludlow? Are you an incomer? Have you grown up here, went away, and glad to be back? Or have you never left the Shire, and why go anywhere else? Which one are you?
Well, I am an incomer,
Mhm.
and I got here in 1993, the end of 93, and I've never looked back.
Perfect.
I do feel as if I've come home now. There's a familiarity about the place. I was brought up on the east coast in Essex, and I arrived in Ludlow, and as soon as I got here, I was only a youngster at the time. As soon as I got here, I absolutely fell in love with the place. Beautiful. It's an absolutely beautiful place.
That's perfect. Now tell us a little bit more about yourself then. What's your background?
Okay, so obviously I work professionally as an archaeologist, but my parents, my mum actually, she was like an entertainer really. She was in the circus in the 50s and the 60s. My dad was an anthropologist, and he was interested in culture and more abstract, esoteric things. And in fact, he's got a lot of his stuff in the Castle Witchcraft Museum, which is like a folklore place in Cornwall. And my parents were, they were very open, you know, had a very good background really, but we're all travellers. On my dad's side, we actually come from the Basque Country, and on the French side, hence my name, Leon Bracelin.
That's perfect. Well, okay. Well, we understand a bit about your curiosity and why you've turned to archaeology. So, let's finish the sentence. As an archaeologist
That's the one.
living in and around Ludlow, is the bee's knees because, and if you can finish that sentence for me.
Because it is unusual, it's unique, it's a little bit like Twin Peaks, and it's embedded with it's embedded with a historical context, and there is a whole embodiment of archaeological finds and features all around and within the town. In fact, at the back of the castle, when people walk around the walkway that was put in 1725, if you look on the embankment, you'll see oyster shells, clay pipes, medieval pottery. It's actually a giant rubbish heap. It's a midden. It's a midden. Yeah, a midden. It's an archaeological term for a rubbish heap.
Ah,
And if you put a trench straight through, and by all means have a walk round, you would get heavily stratified remains. So at the bottom would be what happened first, top what happened last.
oh, that leads us right into our next question. So, tell us something about hidden historical Ludlow that nobody knows.
Well,
Or do we have to join your tour?
oh, well, yeah, a little plug there. But no, Ludlow, I've come to discover, not only does it have archaeological, beautiful features all about the town that are evident, and it's also got this fantastic dominating 11th century castle. But 5 years ago, I looked and did a subterranean archaeological survey, and Ludlow, underneath the pavements and underneath the town, it's got a fascinating subterranean landscape. I surveyed about 78 cellars in all, and I was testing the theory, the urban myth between castle sites and tunnelled entrances, and in fact we found 7 blocked off entrances all about the town, with the conclusion being down at the Wheatsheaf, where we actually revealed the stone drawbridge foundation underneath the road. It's amazing. There is a possibility that there's a 17th century dungeon behind it as well. So there's a lot, yeah.
No, I mean, it's very interesting, but, you know, the only way for people to experience that would be, I assume, they need to be...
Yeah.
they
Yes,
need to join your tour, because you can't just go and take a view. So,
no, that's right.
yeah.
And the great thing is that I'm in the castle now as a professional archaeologist, and my job is to show people around this wonderful monument, show them the archaeology and the history. But what's happening now is that I'm starting to take people around the whole of the town, and people are hiring me to show them lots of the things that I've uncovered, and a lot of the hidden aspects to the archaeology as well. So,
Oh, perfect. So that leads us on then. If you can give me a little bit, or tell me a little bit about your favorite historical haunt in the Marches. So we're going to take it beyond Ludlow. And
okay,
if you tell us why.
yeah, okay. I would say the castle, but no. Ludlow actually has a wonderful landscape, and within 5-10 miles of here, there's a particular place that I go to in the Walton Valleys in mid Wales, the land of the dragon, and it's a beautiful, beautiful area. It's embedded with prehistoric archaeology, and there's a very big ritual landscape there, and prehistoric side of things is very complicated, but it's such a beautiful place. And I often go to a secret little haunt called Water Breaking Its Neck. So it's a beautiful place.
It sounds fantastic. All right, well, let's bring it back to Ludlow then. So tell us about your perfect day in Ludlow. What would you do?
My perfect day in Ludlow at this moment in time, 2018, would be in the summer on a lovely, gorgeous day down by the river with some of my students and carrying on, which we intend to do this year, carrying on looking at the landscape under the river and the archaeology of the old medieval wooden bridge that came across the river and adjoins this castle. So summer months, when the sun gets here, and you know, jumping in the river is fantastic.
That sounds really lovely.
With a pint of ice cold cider afterwards.
Yeah, so
with ice in it, yeah, and lemon.
This sounds perfect. Now tell me something. Now, if you were going to end your day, what's your favourite watering hole?
Aha, is the Wheat Sheaf Inn. Yes, that's where we rediscovered the drawbridge underneath the road. It's a fantastic 16th century pub. It's beautiful. And it's actually built in the old town ditch, and it's right next to the Broad Gate, which is a 13th century. It's a 13th century gated. I can't remember the word now. Broad Gate. It's a gate. Yeah, into the town, of which Ludlow had 7 at one point. Yeah.
Well, the things we've just learned. Yeah. Thank you very much, Leon. That's it.
Absolute pleasure. Some have the magic, some have the tragic.
Yeah.
We have the magic.